Hello.
Hey,
how are you?
How are you?
I've only been to Sydney on one of the X-Men movies. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a shame we didn't get across the bird.
Yeah. This is our design and display room.
Wow.
And this is where we, this side of the room is where we come up with the character designs, creature stuff. This design was done sculpting in 3D in the computer. It's, it's a gorilla we did for a movie called Zookeeper.
It's amazing.
But we're big believers in the little maquettes as well. What's great about the miniature stuff is that you make all your mistakes in small scale.
Yeah.
Right, and you can see what's going to look good in 3D, like you can move around and see what works and what doesn't.
I mean, a 3D piece of computer art is nice to spin around on a flat screen, but it's still essentially an image, right?
Right, exactly.
It's not the real thing.
Exactly.
Let me go get Tom and introduce him to you.
Scooby.
AJ, this is Tom Woodruff.
Hey Tom, how are you?
Good.
Partner
nice
in
to
ADI,
meet you.
and
Yeah,
he'll be playing Rufus.
Rufus. Nice.
Yeah.
Have you been rehearsing?
I eat every day, but not for Rufus. Completely different. Good morning.
Pleasure to see you, sir.
Hey, good to see you again.
Good to see you, man.
James!
Man, good to see you.
You met everyone.
Yes. Hi, I'm James.
Brian.
Brian, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm Tom.
Hey, Tom. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for having us.
So Brian was totally late picking me up. So no, my house phone rang and I was like, oh my god, it's 10 o'clock.
Hey.
Tim?
There's our Rufus.
Yeah.
Oh man. Isn't he adorable? He's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Just a little closer, AJ. There you go. Thank you.
You guys incorporated real horns in there?
Yeah, Tim's brought in. Tim research found all of these. He couldn't find the right size horns for the top, so he ended up sculpting. This is. You have not met, have you?
Hey, Tim.
AJ,
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Tim, AJ, you've met
guys.
the rest of the guys.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? So what Tim did was he went on eBay and found these, right?
And what were they sourced from?
Those are ram and sheep horns.
Right.
So we're going to be
Then
molding
he had to kill the
those.
ram and the sheep.
Anything for the show, right?
But this is in progress. So Tim has yet to do the real tighter texturing on the skin, but we're getting there. Pretty powerful looking, isn't it?
Wow. We were worried that maybe Tom was actually in the suit and we were late. We're like, oh yeah, he's in the suit. Going, really?
A straw and a bottle of water.
Exactly. That is something. Oh, I just love the integration of the real horns. I had no idea.
And you would probably think, and you probably would be concerned that all these horns will add a lot of weight.
I love you.
Yeah.
Tim's not concerned.
All right.
He's good with all of this.
So now one thing we're thinking of doing here is giving it some hair, here to kind of bring some more animal into it, and also make the head a little more prominent and bring it down. That'll help us too for the closure, and hair that actually runs down the back of the body. Tim, why don't you come stand next to this and be in the picture? Come on. This is why Tim's the perfect behind-the-scenes man. He can do this great work, and then we can come in and take credit for it. No, but so this is a rubber muscle suit, right, that fits Tom.
Based on a light cast of my body.
None of this has been aged yet either, and we can get your input on this. But what we were thinking was, we'd like to see this as kind of as a dark being, since it's a creature from the other side, from the underworld. And what we thought was, if we started with kind of a dark human skin tone, but then did lots of like oily, streaky stuff down it, so that it felt like it was a grimy sort of creature, and then we'll reduce the contrast between all the strapping and the flesh. Right now it's a little lederhoseny, right? Once it's all teched down and brought together, I think it's going to be really, it should be very dark and creepy. There it is.
There he is. Right, and at the end of the day, you can have all the CGI effects that you want, but if you can build something, you have it there on camera.
Yeah. And honestly, for us, CGI is such a useful tool. I think where it's really getting a bad rap is that it's being promoted. It's just being pushed off on every single thing. And the structure of movie making today has become so corporatized, even in our world, that on every larger movie, even mid-range movies, all these decisions run through a visual effects supervisor. Right. A lot of visual effects supervisors, they don't know that there even is a practical solution.
Right.
So they come with all the solutions being digital solutions, and I think that's where things just go awry.
I gotta tell you, this has been so much fun because it's just knowing what the parameters are, right? And you guys coming to us and saying, here's how much we have. And we go, okay, if you can allow us to just go crazy and just be free and just to utilize stuff we've got, we can do something for you that looks spectacular. This to me is one of the most exciting creatures we've done here in a long time. Wow. And yes, it has to do with that. but it's but he usually hits me a lot harder. He's being nice for company. But no, it is. If you have to go through all the layers, the normal layers of bureaucracy that we have to go through, where we have to spend way more money just on conceptualizing.
Like we will next time we talk to you guys about
Yes.
You guys will keep just climbing
When
higher and
we-
higher, and
Yes.
you'll turn into that.
And then another 10 of these to go.
Yeah.
We'll never turn it in.
And when you're doing a huge feature, you'll sit there and go, why is it nothing looks as good as that Memphis did? We spent millions on this. and it just
Well,
doesn't.
we're going to remain as cheap as we are now. No matter how much we have.
Good.